Have you ever done a video and felt like it's like a live fireside chat? Anyway, this is Jason Kelly with Manifested Mercy. It's been a little bit since we've gotten a recording done. Most of it's been time-based, but I wanted to get another recordio based upon tools that are helpful in recovery today. I do want to put a shout out to my buddies John and Brett, who are both in Maine, the state of Maine currently, my home state. They've walked from Key West, Florida, all the way to Maine on their East Coast Overdose Awareness Walk. Proudly wearing the shirt again today. Hopefully going to meet up with them in a couple of weeks when I'm up there. So that's kind of exciting. So today, and let me make sure I go back a step. Manifested Mercy, our primary purpose is to provide aid and assistance to those who are battling addiction in recovery, to those people who are dealing with incarceration, pre, during, and post. For those who have been victimized, it's very important for people in recovery and people that have been removed from prison to give back. So we want to help out people that have been victimized, help them be removed from their victimization or gain the support and help that they need. And also, finally, we do want to help people out that are dealing with suicidal scenarios, whether they battle suicide themselves or the grief of that. So that's what Manifested Mercy is. We believe in that purpose through safe housing, gainful employment, getting involved in further education or programming, working on strengthening a faith base, reconnecting with family and community, and also accountability. And so that's where I'm going today. The sixth point. So today's video is specifically about accountability. An incredible tool is having people around you that can hold you accountable. So I'm going to give a little bit of my story here. I, through my past, have consistently found myself falling back into old habits when I haven't taken advantage of having people that hold me accountable. I've had accountability partners for years. I want to make sure this is clear. Being somebody in recovery or being somebody trying to remove themselves from criminal thinking and incarceration, it's one thing to have somebody that is trying to hold you accountable, and it's another actually putting in the work and effort. In other words, having an accountability partner does not mean that they're going to do all the work to hold you accountable. You have to be willing to go to them when you're struggling, having issues, or even just basic checkups. Frankly, I believe part of it should be as simple as, even when things are great, you stay in contact with these people. Now, there are other words that are used for accountability. For instance, if you're a part of AA or NA, then you normally have a sponsor. People talk about support people, accountability. The whole idea is that this is somebody who is willing to call you out, not enable you, and listen, and then when needed, give advice. This person, hopefully, is available at just about any given time, but also is willing to set the appropriate boundaries to say to you, you can't call me these certain nights of the week between this hour and this hour, or I need to spend some time tonight with my spouse, my children, my parents. I've got my own meeting to go to. I'm at work between these hours. I know you're having a tough day, but I'm not going to be available for an hour or two, so here's a backup person you could call. If it's an emergency, call this number. See, this is important because too many people are more than willing to try to step up and help people, but they don't take care of themselves, and they'll burn out. Anybody I help with, I don't always pick up the phone when I get a phone call. I will answer a text back much quicker in many cases. So here's why accountability is important. Since we believe in reconnection with family and community, since we believe in a building up a faith base, the reason behind those is it's about having a connection with other people of like mind, maybe that have gone through the same things, or at least have some life experience where they can say, hey, either one, it's going to be okay. What you're going through is normal, or holy smokes, that's not good. You need to get to a meeting right now, or I'm coming over, let's go for coffee, or you got to get yourself out of that house. It could be a person that sits back and just listens. Some of the best accountability people don't have any necessarily answers, but they listen, because what I've always shared with people when I've run recovery programs is I've always told them half the battle is making that phone call. I mean, we are in such an incredible dilemma, epidemic of overdose, people dying from all the different opiates and fentanyl and meth and all the different drugs that they're taking, prescription meds. And the reason in some cases is because when things are tough, they don't want to feel the pain or go through what they're going through with the issue. So instead they turn to what will make them feel better, either short term or long term. Instead of making a phone call and saying, I'm hurting, I'm in a bad place, I need help. And a lot of it's because some of us are stubborn that way. We don't want to naturally reach out and ask for people for help. In my family growing up, we didn't share emotions. And so when I became a emotional kid dealing with separation and abandonment and divorce and all these things as a kid, loss of some cherished family members, moved to a new place, had to make new friends and lost connections, all the things that I've gone through, my stress, my anxiety, my depression. It wasn't easy to go back to my family and say, oh, I have a problem with this. And then you meet new people who you don't know real well. And so in that process of learning them, you don't necessarily share with them. So let me keep it personal. I've got 4 accountability men. And I recently had to let go, about 9 months ago, almost a year now, of the one accountability person I had. He is still one of my best friends. I love that man. He was not the right person for me to be an accountability partner, however. As much as I love him, I'd go to him, he'd talk to me for a few minutes, and that was it. There was no follow-up on my part or his part. We weren't right for each other. I now have 4 accountability men. I went through a serious struggle last fall that was semi-disastrous to my family, could have derailed Manifested Mercy. I got attacked from several different places because of it, and I had to completely pull back and completely refocus. Focus on me, and as part of that, I had to set up my structure better. And so usually every week I speak to 1 or 2 of them all the time, the 3rd one occasionally, and the 4th one is there when I send out information of how I'm doing. I know that 1 of them will get back with me almost immediately. I know that 2 of them will get back with me, usually within the day. And the neat part is I've even got a 5th person who I wasn't even planning on being a part of that structure, who's kind of stepped up and been there as a friend that's willing to help me with that accountability. The feeling of freedom and all that is amazing because I know that I can turn to somebody else and they're willing to put up with a little bit of my drama. And if it gets out of hand, they're going to call me on it. And when I'm not doing well, they're going to say, let's go have a White Castle or a coffee. Or they're at least going to say, that sucks, man. And they're just going to let me vent. Almost every time when I have contacted any of them, I have kept myself from going to an addictive way, from causing self-harm at home by getting in the type of arguments with my wife that I don't need to. Or 3rd, and maybe most importantly, I've been able to take that and I've been able to focus it in such a way that I don't turn into my suicidal ways of my past. Where I don't beat myself up as long as I used to about not being good enough. And I don't say, you know what, I'm just going to screw all that, right? I don't go there anymore. It's been a long time since those thoughts have been in my head. Having an accountability partner and reaching out to them is half the battle, and then the other half is recognizing going to a meeting and using some of the other tools, the exercising that we've talked about in the past, keeping busy, not watching TV, go for a walk, play a game. We're going to do a video in the future about board gaming and how it can help people in recovery and fight stress, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. I mean, find something to do for short periods of time, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, things that will keep you happy, sometimes laughing. Sometimes it's about going somewhere in public where you might be able to talk with people. It might be going to a church service or another religious gathering. It might be that you've got a pastoral friend that will listen. These are all things. Maybe you've got a side job and maybe you just need to go and work for 30 minutes. Work can be great as long as you're not one of those who's addicted to work and, whatever. I am letting you know that if you don't have an accountability partner, you need to reach out to your local recovery group, to your local religious group, faith base, to family who are already not enabling you, please don't reach out to somebody that enables you, because they're not going to know how to do it anyway. And any help they give will be inappropriate. You can instant message us or email us at Manifested Mercy. And, that will be something that, you'll find. People will listen and help you with that. Okay? So, again, I want you to remember this. Accountability is huge in recovery. It's a tool. Please take advantage of it. Get those people in your life. If you need to know more information about how to be trained to be one, we can help with that. If you need more information about what to look for, we can help with that. If you have more questions or you don't think there's enough information, please get a hold of us. We still are up and active at manifestedmercy.com. Our Facebook Manifested Mercy page is probably the best place to get in touch with us with. Shoot an instant message. We would love to talk with you. Look, remember, first of all, you are normal, and we're reaching for new normals. And secondly, most importantly, regardless of choices you made, just remember, you are loved and you are more than those choices. Have a great day.